All right, it's the Bhamrah Social, and in chat with Jags Klimax, we're going to find out the top 5 vocal collaborations involving Jags. You've released a number of albums. You've worked with the best from India, from the UK, from the Bollywood playback scene as well. Let's go through your top 5. So in at number 5 is a name that is an extremely talented artist, but just doesn't seem to get that recognition, which you're going to give him right now. It is an artist called Ari. Talk to me about this guy and why he's one of your favorite vocalists to collaborate with.
This guy is an animal. Like the only other 2 ever singers that I've said like that animal, Nirmal Sidhu and Angrez Ali, who 2 other singers that should have definitely made like any top 5, top 3, whatever, top 10. But Ari, he was a singer that got introduced to me by a producer called Amit Rai. Awesome guy, awesome music producer, which many of you music listeners will know. And he was like, Jags, you got to do a track with this guy. I was like, yeah, cool. And I remember linking up with him first initially, I think it was at B2 studio at the Soundpipe, which I used to hang around at loads. I used to be there all the time back in the day. And this guy's voice was just next level. It was like something I'd never heard of, and he was just such a good singer. And I found some vocals recently actually that he sung for me, and I might put something out there maybe just in the future with him while we're all in lockdown. I'm just kind of working on some bits and bobs, but he was just such a brilliant singer, and a great example of his vocal talent is the track that he's done with Amit Rai, Ternal Pyar, I think it was called. Go check that track out, man. Such a sick singer. And yeah, you know what? Just great to work with him. So flexible. He was just a wicked laugh. And he was just a really wicked guy. And I was just really wowed by this guy's vocal. And it was one of them things that you just wish that he's going to blow up. He's going to smash it. He's going to be, doing it all around the world. He's still singing in India and stuff like that at the moment, but I think his time is yet to come. He's definitely check this guy out. And any new producers out there, mate, holler this guy. You'll be dealing with a really, really good singer, or message Amit Rai or something who hopefully can put you in touch with him. He was just a wicked vocalist, so flexible, so energetic, so powerful, and most of all, just a really nice guy, man. So that's why I had to put him in my top 5.
So in at number 4 is a personal favorite of mine. I love this guy on a musical level and just as a dude. And he's in at number 4 for you. It is Shin DCS. You worked with him on your single Hanji. Talk to me about Shin, man. He's an incredible vocalist.
Yeah, again, you know what? Firstly, he's like the gentleman of Bhangra music. He is like a true gent. Like, firstly, and you know what? That in itself is a massive credit and a massive compliment to that guy. But again, you like professionalism, mate, 11 out of 10. Vocal range, vocal ability, 11 out of 10. The sound of his voice, like he don't sound like no one else, 11 out of 10. And just the way he would piece things together, like, as when you're directing someone in the studio to when you're recording something, you'll be like, look, we're going to do it like this, we're going to do it like that. And he'll always be like, okay, we'll do it like this, but let's try this. Let's try, like, he'll always bounce back ideas at you. And so he brings the best out of you in the studio as well, where you think that that's your level, say it was there. He'd always make you think and see more. So you'd push a level up higher on a recording level. But every song you listen to, he's just sick. Whether it be a fast-paced Bhangra track, a slow love song, he's got every angle covered, and he's like a Swiss Army knife kind of a thing. His vocal just sits on any style of music, and that's why I had to put him in my top 5.
So, like, an experience I've had with Shin is you pitch him something, and there's like this split-second silence where he looks at you. And then within that split-second silence, you've kind of gone, have I said something stupid? Have I said something wrong? What's he thinking? Well, then he'll come back with, yeah, good idea. I like that. That was my experience with him. What kind of experiences did you have with him, like working in the studio?
You know what? He's just so like cool as a cucumber. And again, like working with him in the studio, like he where you think that you're gonna you've hit your maximum level of kind of skill in a studio, and as a music director, and as someone who's directing a singer to kind of like to sing the song the way you want it. He stretches your skill boundary, man. Definitely, that's one thing that I did find. And he's just unique, man. Like, it's seriously, like, you got a lot of singers which they are unique, but there's still someone that sounds like them a little bit. Shin, yeah, there might be some singers that try to sing a bit like him, but they just can't. He's just next level.
There's only one Shin, man. And in at number 3 is a woman who I don't think there's ever been anybody like her. And that vocalist is Sudesh Kumari. In at number 3 for you, Jags. She, for me,
Next level.
just has this incredible voice, man. What's your experience of working with Sudesh Kumari?
Dipsy, her vocal range, man, is dangerous, sick. Her tuning, her timing. Listen, she is a killer. Like, at that time when I met her, Miss Pooja was the one. Obviously, just a bit more kind of mainstream than her. She was on a lot more songs. She was out there gigging and stuff like that. But me personally, as a singer, I don't think I've met a better female singer than her.
There's something about her. I can't put my finger on it. Just the way she delivers everything. It's almost like a Shin situation.
Yeah, the only person, like, Miss Pooja, definitely amazing, awesome person, awesome singer. You can't take anything away from her. Singing, everything is great, very unique. And like, you even come to today's day and age, like, you look at someone like Jasmine Sanders, like, mate, what a wicked singer. Her voice, her tone, the way she delivers, the attitude, flawless, which is why she's an international, artist and appreciated all over the world. But Sudesh Kumari, mate, is just that little bit, in my opinion, a little bit above. Just the way she would be able to lay that vocal down for you, and how easy it was to work with her and direct her into the ways that you wanted certain endings to a sentence or a line, or just how you wanted her to come in and deliver the chorus or something. Bang, no questions asked. Like, she was one person that you'd be in and out of the studio in like 20 minutes, man. Like, I remember being in India recording vocals with her. And mate, there's this one track that I recorded with her, which I am about to release. I want to chuck that in this little interview.
Yeah.
And I've given you the track. I've given you the track as well. To play, mate. 25 minutes, man. The track, she ripped it. If you heard the way she sung it, no one else was gonna. Jasmine Sanders could have sung that and delivered it, but no one else. I don't think there would have been anyone that I know of that could have given that power, man. She's next level. Probably she's my favorite female Punjabi vocalist, without a doubt.
In at number 2 is a guy that you've worked with numerous times. You've shared the stage with him. He is another phenomenon. He is the guy that you probably refer to as Lembar Paji. It's Lembar Hussain Puri in at number 2, man. Talk to me about this guy.
You know, every singer that we mentioned is awesome in their own way. Lembar the same. But something about Lembar, and Cam Frantic will always say this. When you've got a Lembar song, it's just got Lembar magic on it. That's what Cam Frantic would always say. He goes, he just adds this Lembar magic. The only singer that makes any song sound better that I've heard, it don't matter. You could get him to sing like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and you know what? He'd make it a number 1 hit. The guy's voice was so sweet. You know what? You would think, like, do you know what? There's no one's voice that I've heard like that. The only person that comes close is probably Safri, with that kind of sweetness and that kind of impact, where you just think, you know what, the lick. This guy, he's just magic. He's absolutely, this guy's voice is absolute magic, and he ripped it.
And he's just effortless in the studio. Like the experience I've had with him was right at the beginning when he first came over, and he was in the vocal booth and he was like this, John Lather, and he was just vocally like this. Like, I was like, what the hell? This is like, and like there's very few times where I've gone, this is just unbelievable. I can't believe what I have just
Unbelievable.
seen.
Yeah, man, geezer. Every time the guy would sing, you just can't help but smile. You're in awe of this guy's voice. He's just too good. The only time I get like that is saying Cam Frantic's name again. You know when Cam plays mandolin, I can't stop smiling. It just sounds that good. You just feel good, man. You're thinking, "God, this is sick."
Good day today.
When Lembert would, oh yeah, when Lembert would sing, geezer, you would just feel, oh, this is sick. Gaga was the same. Gaga, buddy, God rest his soul. He was very similar as well. When he'd sing, you'd think, oh, like this guy, man. But Gaga there was this little bit more rawness to it, where Lembert I felt was a bit more sweeter. So
Yeah.
the songs Gaga would always sound good on was more the kind of raw kind of tracks, in my opinion. And but Lembert, he just sat well on anything. You know, whether the track be a bit more raw, whether it be a bit more commercial, whether it be fast paced, whether it be a bit more mellow. Giza, the guy, man, like just ripped it. Like Dasja, obviously massive tune and all the rest of it, but I think Zeus, the Zeus tunes, Under the Influence and stuff, Satya Sanaya, these kind of tunes, and you know, then you got like Sadi Gully and stuff like that. You know, you got to remember, like, they're completely different styles of tune, but he just sounds awesome on all of them. So Lembard Magic is the only way you can describe this guy, man. Serious vocalist, and in the studio again, wicked. Like any idea you gave him, it'd make it sound better. Its idea would always be better to whatever track you gave him. So you know that vocal, the way it's going to come out, is just gonna smash it. I remember when I recorded the vocal for Make It Clap, mate. You know what? The ideas I had, he put to bed. It was just like, mate, I can't. You know what? We're gonna do it your way. Like, yeah, 100%. Like everything that I said, he made better, and I was just like, yeah. And then and the track speaks for itself, and it's a wicked track, and it's done so well because of him. If someone else sang it, it wouldn't have banged
Yeah.
it. And I think because he sang it, he lifted it another level.
I can believe that. At number one of the vocal collaborations, a lot of people might be surprised considering the different types of vocalists you've worked with. Again, I've had first-hand experience about this guy. He is incredible. And you worked with him on the Bollywood project, in at number one for Jags Klimax. The vocal collaboration with Taz Stereo Nation. Talk to me about this guy, man. He's just phenomenal, man.
This guy is an international recognized artist for a reason. This guy, he's singing, man. You know what? I bigged up Lembard and all these other singers and stuff like that. And like I said, this Lembard Magic. And Lembard is just like, he was naturally a great singer. And I'm not saying Taz wasn't naturally a great singer, but he was just, where Lembard was just effortless. And it was just one kind of like, he had that Punjabi thing on lot. With Taz, he was more versatile, man, with the English and having it maybe a bit dissy or having it a bit more Bollywood and a bit. He was just sick. The way he would harmonize. I remember he was the first singer that kind of taught me about, you know, layering vocals and harmonizing to make it sound fatter and saying, nah, Jags, you know what, this is how we need to do it. And I remember I was thinking, well, what do you mean vocal harmonies? I wasn't knowledgeable about what that was at that time. And I remember him and Cam sitting me down and saying, right, now, boom, this is that. And I think 2 days in the studio, they just taught me about what vocal harmonies were. Wow. And I remember, man, this guy teaching me, yeah, boom, boom, boom. And that lasted me forever, knowledge that he gave me. He was so knowledgeable. His writing skills, the songs that he would write off the cuff, ideas that he'd have off the cuff, and just the singer, the way he would record, man, he was like a Ronaldo, just relentless. Where Lembard was like Messi, he was like a bit more like kind of a natural
love
thing.
It. Yeah, love it.
Taz was like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, he naturally was talented, but he just kept working, kept going. Yeah, working. Even now, like you see the guy, like he's been at it for 20, 30 years or whatever it is. Yeah. He's working on it. And he just in the studio, now go again, record it. I remember the layers of vocals I would have for songs that I've done with him. It wasn't just like one stem.
No.
It was like a sandwich, mate, a Big Mac. You get what I mean? And saying to Cam, like, when we're working with Taz, like, it's like his layers are like a Big Mac. You got the bun, you got the lettuce, you got the tomato, you got the onion. Like, with Lembert, it was just like, yeah, like, just like, it was like a bar of chocolate. This guy, but mate, amazing. The vocal was such a pleasure to work with, and again, made the track sound a million times better, man. He was like a pop star. Yeah. He was I would say he was definitely like a pop star, and it was a different level. I learned so much from that guy recording him, and it made the best out there. The best out there I work with, in my opinion, man, without a doubt.